All right, what's up, everybody? Coach Corey here. Together we'll do it better. Sitting down today with a very impactful businesswoman, a funnel boss, and she has been a leader in direct sales for over 18 years. She has been nominated, or she is the most impactful mother of 2020 in San Diego, and she's a mother, wife, and she's a Canadian. Today we're sitting down with the one, the only Carolyn Bishop. Welcome, Carolyn. How are you today?
Hey, Corey, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
So you're a funnel boss. You've been in Funnel Boss Academy now for, I guess, you started back in July, you told me before this interview kind of started. So let's go through that whole experience, right? Like, first, let's start off before you ever joined Funnel Boss Academy. Like, what did your life look like, and what did you like about it? Maybe what you didn't like about it, and kind of what led you into Melissa's world of the Funnel Boss Academy. So give us a brief description of kind of like where you were.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So, like you said, I was a leader in direct sales I have been for about 18 years, and I was at a really high level. So I was traveling a lot, and a lot of demand, and really enjoying that career, but kind of got to the point where I wanted something new and I wanted something different. So I thought, well, hey, maybe I'll do what I know because I've had so much experience in this, and I'll take it online, and it should be easy to build a course, or I can do all this stuff. I'm going to build an online business, no big deal. And I was in the position where, I didn't have a Facebook group. I didn't have an online presence at all because of the position that I had in the company. It was actually frowned upon. And so I was very, very quiet in the social media world, as in like almost non-existent. So I started getting into it and kind of learning it and trying to figure it out. And I bought, programs to learn this and that. And I paid for coaches to help me through. And I spent so much money trying to figure out my path, how to do it, where I was going to go, how I was going to build this online business. And I just kept, trying things out, and it was a lot of time, and it was a lot of money, and it was a lot of effort with not very many results. And, I think I tried them all. Like I did all the different systems, and I was trying all these things. And when Melissa kind of came into my world is when I was like, okay, so the webinar to that's not working. I've done I've built online courses, and I knew the knowledge was great, and I knew the programs that I had were fantastic, but it was getting them out there and having them set up in a way that the audience knew it was great, and how to find the people and all of those pieces associated when you have knowledge or you have a great product that you want to share with the world. And Melissa came into my world when I was like, okay, well, that's not working and that's not working. So let me try this live challenge thing. Maybe that's going to be. And so I actually started watching Melissa's the first live challenge that I watched, just to figure out what was happening, what was the process. I was watching like what emails did I get, and what were the posts that were coming through, and what was the process she was doing in the actual teaching of it. And so I was actually just watching it to sit back and see how it all went, and so that I could recreate it myself. And I got to the end of the challenge when she shared her offer, and I was going, oh my goodness, like, I want this. I want to work with her. She's so personable. She's easygoing. She knows her stuff. And 18 years, I've seen a lot of coaches and a lot of different mentors, and paid for a ton of them. And when I heard her talk, I was like, oh my gosh, this woman can make a big difference in my world right now with building this online, doing this switch to the online world. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I want this. But honestly, at the end of the first boot camp, I was like, I'm not doing it. I have paid for so many coaches. I've done so many trainings. I've got to be able to, within the stuff I've already paid for, be able to figure this out. So I didn't buy in right away on the first boot camp, but I knew I was signing up for the second one. So the minute when it got opened, I opened it up again. And justified the delay, but really it was honestly just a delay, because the second boot camp, by the time she opened cart, I'm assuming I had to be at least the first, if not, one of the first people in, because the minute she opened cart, I jumped in. I knew it was the right program. I knew it was going to be something that would really make a difference. And so that's how I ended up jumping in. And I think it was like mid-July, July 16th, that I paid for Funnel Boss Academy. And I was nervous because literally I had already spent a ton paying other coaches. I had spent a ton buying courses and programs. And, I have a library of stuff that I haven't even had time to go through, but in all the time. And so it was almost a year since I started dabbling with the online world, before I found Melissa. And in my time with Melissa, within the first few weeks, I had made progress that I had not made at all in the entire year before. So that's kind of how Melissa came into my world.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. I love the fact that you're open about you got into a boot camp just so you could learn how to do a boot camp, right? Like how to run the 5 day challenge or whatever, which is what Melissa's like awesome at. So, kudos for just doing that, because she does give away all the information like throughout this challenge, right? Like you learn exactly what you need to do, the whole mindset thing, obviously, first and foremost. But at the end of the day, you got to know how to put it all together and really work the system, right? So for you to go in there with the mindset of, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in there and I'm just going to take notes and I'm going to see exactly how she does it. And I'm going to go and replicate it and do it myself. That's great. Like that's the kind of mindset that you need. But at the end of the day, you also realized, you know what, like I know how to do it, but let's get somebody that's going to really help me do it. Right. And that's the beauty of like the Funnel Boss Academy, is that not only do you get to learn from Melissa, but you got her whole team, which keeps getting bigger and bigger. Obviously, I'm like the newest addition to it, but we're all here to help you, right? Like whatever area that you're struggling in with your business, like we're here to support you along the way, which is awesome. But I also love the fact that you mentioned, you knew you were ready the first time, but you had already invested all this money and time into the other programs, and they weren't getting you the results that you wanted, but you are still willing to kind of, work through them and see what you're going to get. And then you came back and got in it anyway, right? Because I know myself personally, like I've bought so many courses and coaching programs, like same boat. I swear I was going to create a course on how to buy courses, right? Because I had so many of them. But the fact that you still took the plunge, you got in. And once you got in though, you said that you had like almost instant results, right? Like you got in, you got the things worked out with the team and started moving you in that right direction. So that is just phenomenal. Now you've been in it. You've been in it since July, right? How many launches have you done so far?
So when I first came in July, I had a launch planned and I did my first one. I think it was about 5 weeks after. I actually pushed it out because I learned so much about, it's kind of like you don't know what you don't know until you don't know it. And when I came in, I realized how much that I wasn't getting from just like watching other people's launches, what was behind the scenes, what was there. I mean, you mentioned it earlier. I had been voted San Diego's most impactful mother entrepreneur. So I'm thinking, I've got an audience, I've got people. Now, I'm not allowed to touch the audience in the direct sales company that I was involved in because of my level. So I was originally starting from a zero audience, but then I got this title and I'm like, oh, they're going to come flooding in. This is going to be awesome. It's going to be easy. But if you don't have the system set up and you don't have the background stuff that I didn't even know existed, it doesn't help. So just coming in that first launch, I pushed it out a little bit because I was going, okay, I want to do this and I want to set that up and I want to have that. And so that's why I was able to convert on that first launch right away, where I know I wouldn't have had I gone through the same way that I had been planning before Melissa and the team came in. So I had that launch and then I had another one actually in December. So that was my second launch. And that one, I think about all the time and all the money and all the effort that I had done the year previous, like from the prior December. That first day when I opened Cart, I brought in more money than I had with all the figuring it out time that I had the entire year. And I was like, oh my gosh, I wish I had found Melissa earlier. And no matter what, we're going to end up spending the money learning it. We will, like whether it's buying courses or whether it's paying for, little inexpensive coaches or grabbing a program here or there, we will end up paying to get to the level of success that we're wanting. It just has to be done because we've got to figure out the tools and the timing and but when I came into, so I've done two to answer your question. Sorry about two, and I did my third one on February 1st. It's moved so much quicker. And I just think about the fact that, I would have spent so much, I would have still spent all the money in any case, but it would have probably been over the course of 3 years. And 3 years from now, I would still be going, gosh, why isn't this working? Whereas when I came into Funnel Boss Academy, I had even after I did that first launch, my day, when I opened Cart the first day, Nobody bought on the first day, but I had a team to talk to and like what's happening, and nobody converted. And first of all, they like helped me with my mindset, like you're going to be okay. This is normal. People by the end of open cart, and they walked me through the process. And then we looked at tweaks and what I could do in those 4 days while the cart was open. And by the end of the open cart, I had great results because I had that team with me. And if I'd been alone, it would have been a zero launch. And then the second launch, having had that exposure and the experience and the guidance. And you don't just have somebody to ask in Funnel Boss Academy, you have an expert to ask in like every field, like for Facebook ads, or you have like a mindset expert, or you have a, a funnel design expert, or you have branding, like just anything. It wasn't just talking it through with somebody. It was actually being able to connect with an expert who I knew and could feel confidence that what they were giving me was going to be beneficial to my results and actually make things happen. And it did, and it is, and it's moving. So I think that's what I loved, is that it's not just, one person like, so let's walk this through, let's talk it out and see what your options are. No, it was like, hey, I'm an expert. This is my experience. Let me share with you. And so I was able to move quickly and change things fast. And things that I'd been trying to figure out for eons, they could be done in a day because I had the professional sitting in front of me helping me out with it. It just made such a difference on the speed of my success and my confidence doing it. And I'm still working in that direct sales company. I'm still, responsible for that role. But because I've got Melissa and her team around me, I'm able to get the success I'm getting on a small amount of time that I would have spent all that time just researching and learning.
Yeah, dude, that is so cool, man. It's funny because like when I, kind of do these interviews or whatever, I go back through like my own little journey and stuff. And I remember, there's been some launches that I do that got like zero response, and it's like a big kick to the stomach, I guess, or whatever, right? Like,
yeah, it
you're
doesn't
just
feel
like,
good.
you're like, oh my gosh, I just put, you feel like you put all this time and energy into it, and then you open cart, like you said, and then all of a sudden, like nothing happens, like nobody buys, and you're like, what's going on? And then sometimes you find out that maybe it was just like a technical issue, like you didn't have your funnel set up right or something. But I think as entrepreneurs, we can all relate to that experience, right? Like you get these expectations, and like you're super nervous, and then all of a sudden, you open cart and nothing happens. But I want to talk about real quick, like that second go round, right? Like, because obviously you got the team and they're critiquing everything for you, like, or with you, right, to help you out, get everything ready to go. Because obviously this program, you're going to do multiple launches. It's not just like one thing once and you're done. It's multiple. So every time you're going to grow a little bit. But when you did that second time around and you opened cart and first day you saw that first commission come in, or that first, paying customer come in, explain to us what that feeling was like, especially after the year of struggle, right?
Oh my gosh. Yes. I literally, I think my hair is standing up a little bit, just that it's that feeling of, oh, it works. I have this, I've got it. And knowing that I still have a lot to learn. My new launch coming up on February, I'm still adding stuff. I'm still tweaking stuff, and it's going to be an ongoing process. So that's why I'm so grateful to, have the team. But yeah, just that feeling of, oh, I've got this. I have this. I know what I'm doing. There's nothing wrong with me. It was just learning some of the best methods to do it. And just the relief, and as well as the excitement of what's to come, like being able to work with the team to get it set up and to get it moving and to get it flowing in a way that I know is repeatable, and it's going to be simple from here on out. And the work that I've put in is going to pay me over and over and over and over again, because Melissa's brilliant. The way she sets everything up, the strategies that she walks us through in Funnel Boss Academy, the systems that she has us using and how it flows. Once it's set up, it's set up. And it just makes every launch that much easier and easier and easier. So I'm so excited for the next launch. Whereas before, like the first one, I was fearful. Even, I fiddled with a couple before Melissa. And then my first one, I was petrified because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm actually like learning how to do this. Now if I mess up, it's me messing up. And so then really feeling that success on that second one, it was just a clarification that A, Melissa was the right decision, and B, that what I have to offer is awesome and people do love it. And then C, that I'm ready to absolutely boom now because of the work that I've done with Melissa and Funnel Boss Academy.
Oh man, that is so awesome. That is like you got chills, like I got chills, right? Because like as a coach, like my biggest pleasure or joy of being a coach is seeing the success of the students, right? Like even I coach like lacrosse, so when I see the light bulb kind of go off, like I'm teaching the kids the one thing, like they need, you got to get this. Then as soon as they get it, like that light bulb goes off, and it's like their whole world changes, right? And it's easy for anybody that's watching, like it's easy to sit in the seat that you're sitting in, right, and think about, oh man, it would be so awesome if I could make X amount of money, right? I don't care what that amount is to you, right? It could be $500, $1,000, or $100,000. Doesn't matter. But to be sitting in your chair at home, watching this video and thinking to yourself, man, I would love to do that someday, right? But then actually investing in yourself, buying into the right team, right? Because it's not just Melissa, it's everybody. You get in, you do the work, and then you have that realization, right? It's that moment that the light bulb goes off. You put in all this hard work. I'm starting to get emotional because I know the struggle. I've been there, but that joy that you get, oh.
It's so true. It is so true. Like it's just this feeling of I'm good, I'm okay. Like I have something, I can change lives, I can do something. And when you have the team behind you to support you and put you in a position, now I'm getting emotional too, to be able to put yourself out there to change people's lives, whether you are in a coaching business or whether you're in network marketing, direct sales, or whether you have something amazing that's going to change people's lives. But when you don't have the processes or the systems in flow so that you can present them easily, it'll hold you back from being able to share those gifts. And so that's why you're gonna pay for it, whether it be over time or in a chunk. So get it done now. Just do it in a chunk. I would, with all the money that I've invested over time, with the time that I put in, just knowing that coming into Funnel Boss Academy is pretty much, just gonna say, here you go. If you do the work, they'll get you there. They really will. The team's amazing.
That is so awesome. And thanks for jumping in there, like saving me from crying on camera. Right?
My pleasure.
Oh man, I can't help it. And Melissa, it's funny. So I'm new to the team. If you don't know like anything about me at all, whatever, Melissa and I kind of started off around the same time, I'm guessing, because we were both kind of growing groups at the same time or whatever. And actually last March, I threw a mastermind here in Dallas, Fort Worth, and she was a speaker at my event, so I was like, this is so cool. And then a whole bunch of crap happened to me, and I whatever. But anyway, I came back online because I lost my Facebook account, got back online. And first thing I saw was that Melissa was hiring, and I kind of put in for a joke, like, hey, I'm going to go, see what happens, kind of jokingly or whatever. And then she's like, yeah, you should really, do it. And I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Anyway, long story short, with me, with her hiring me, there's always that, he could probably do it on his own, right? But at the end of the day, I knew that the number one thing that I was missing, the reason that I was failing, was the fact that I didn't have the team around me, right? So I have always had the mindset of be a team player. And for me to join Melissa's team, like I joined it for like basically one reason only, because she has her stuff together, right? She knows how to actually set up the business to do it the right way and not end up looking like a scam artist like half these coaches and gurus or whatever out there. So that's why I joined the team, was because one, I knew I didn't have a team, which she already does. And two, I could focus on what I do best, which is, organic marketing and stuff like that. So that's a huge part of it. And I kind of went off on a little rant here, but just looking over my journey and stuff, it was kind of the same thing. But any last words from you as far as like your whole experience in a nutshell? Obviously you're already having levels of success, which is awesome. And you've only been in, 6 months or so. So it's onward and upward from here. But any last final thoughts from you?
I think just to sum it up, I mean, I can honestly say the professionalism of the team, and obviously, Corey, she knows how to bring in great people, because even in a really short time that you've been with the team, you're making an incredible impact. And every single one of the team members, like they're there for you. I have never been, with all the coaching programs that I've paid for and the online courses and all these different things. I mean, literally for 18 years, I've been paying for stuff because I was a high school teacher and a sports person as well. So I know how important the coaching is. I've invested so much in it over the time, but I've never seen a program like this where the experts, the people that you have, and this one's got a big team, are as invested in your success as you are. Like literally, they are celebrating with me as much as I'm celebrating. They are, if I'm struggling, they're there. Like if I'm stuck on something, it's quick. Like no putting in a request, somebody gets back to you a week later, and then you got to figure it out. And then if you have a question, you wait another week to get another question. That's what's typical out there. And in here, like if I haven't heard from somebody in a couple hours, I'm shocked. Like it's crazy how fast they are on stuff, to the point that I'm almost like, oh my gosh, they answered and I didn't say thank you yet. Like they're so on top of it. They're so quick. It allows you to move your pace. And I really, I can't think of a reason not to do it. Honestly, because this program is different from anything else, and it's better than anything else out there. And I'm grateful I found it so I can help model mine after it. But it's life-changing, it's business moving, it's clarifying, and it's just, you don't feel alone anymore. You have an entire team. It's kind of like you just got, boom, the magic staff that is helping you build your business. If you thought about, if you were already the big CEO with masses of people working under you, they're just there already because you hired Melissa and the whole team comes with it. So you've got an entire team of experts there with you. So it is an absolute catapult to your success. It's so worth it. It really is. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. And I completely agree with you on that side of things. Like I said, I've only been on the team like 2 weeks now, but as soon as there's a question that goes inside the group, I mean, one of us on the team is looking at it and we're already like tagging the right person for you, right? Like it's like, hey, maybe so-and-so could reach it, or maybe it's a couple people, but either way, like you said, like we're on top of it. We're here to help you with whatever you need. And, if you have somebody that you need to ask a question to, you just do the same thing. You just tag them in the posts in the group and we're going to see it and we're going to go in there and we're going to help you out as much as possible. So fantastic. I love your story. I love being able to do this interview with you because, being new to the team, I want to see who's on the team. And when you sign into Funnel Boss Academy, you're a Funnel Boss, and that makes you a part of the team too. So I'm here for you. Anything I can do, obviously, just reach out to me, let me know. But I really appreciate your time because obviously your time is gaining value each and every minute. So I'm stoked for your launch here coming up in February. I can't wait to be a small part of that, hopefully for you.
Thanks
and
for that.
Awesome. And we will see you guys later. Again, guys, if you're sitting on the fence, if you're sitting there watching this video and you're thinking, man, this just seems too good to be true. It's really not, right? Like I hate that term, it's too good to be true. But again, there's no way. I've seen so much scammy stuff out there. There's no way I would be a part of this team if there wasn't the fact that you're going to get your results that you're after, right? Like that's all there is to it. I would never have thrown away what I was going after to be a part of this team if that wasn't the case. So jump in, today's the day, today's your chance. Jump in, and then you get to be alongside of wonderful people like Carolyn and all the other funnel bosses out there. I'm going to try to get some more interviews lined up. So come on back for those. But guys, thank you so much. Carolyn, again, thank you so much for all your time. Can't wait to get to help you grow your business.
Thanks, Corey. I'm looking forward to it. I appreciate it. This was fun.